Welcome back to the ASUS ROG Dream League, brought to you by ASUS ROG Monster and theScore esports app. And we have just witnessed the first game. It was Alliance that was victorious over Escape Gaming. It is best of 3 to decide which of these two teams will move to the lower bracket and which will be going to the upper bracket finals.
Yeah.
Max, how did you find that game?
Woo, exactly as predicted, you know. They go with the gyrocopter, they destroy everything, the Alchemist unstoppable. I mean, I don't want to be this guy, but I feel like I'm going to have correct predictions for the rest of the day.
You won't.
Can feel it. I can't. Look at my face. I'm ready to go here, Steve. Yeah, look at you. You don't know what's up.
We're going to keep count. Don't worry.
Sure. I can't wait to win.
It is 1 up for Slacks. No, you're not playing against anybody apart from yourself.
Yes.
No.
And I always win.
Okay.
When I play with myself.
Now, we have Annie and Fogg missing from the desk.
Oh, we do? Oh, my God. I didn't even notice. They're so small, I thought I might have stepped on one.
But they are ready to break this match down, so let's head over to Annie and Fogg.
Slacks is mean. That's all I really know right now.
Thank you very much, Shiver and Slacks. Us tiny people are here trying to break down some of these amazing replays. Again, game number 1 of a best-of-3 series, but we've already seen some incredible hero picks and definitely well executed here. Gyro is a very unloved hero, but we're going to see in this replay how valuable he really can be to these team fights.
Yeah, I think that they did. I think that the draft was really strong overall by Alliance. I think that this Alchemist last pick was actually just too much for Escape to handle. They had a lot of things that they needed to do. They were very forced to actually work. Okay, they don't really have any natural tower hitters or anything. They don't really have any straight physical damage just on the lifestealer. There are lots of magical focus damage, and we see in multiple instances the Oracle completely counters Escape's lineup. But it was definitely really hard for Escape to win this game, and Alliance played just more like a team, much more unison, much more cohesion, and yeah, we're gonna see that coming up very soon. It was just very hard for Escape to really do anything, even though they really tried to. They tried to make multiple moves and just couldn't.
Yeah, aside from just hero picks, Alliance definitely with a lot of synergy. They've definitely worked in their communication, definitely playing as a team. And we see even just their rotations, their warding is phenomenal. It gives them exact information that they need. They're very eager to go in and initiate, but they aren't too crazy. We didn't see them get too cocky in that last game, and that's one of the reasons they got ahead and stayed ahead.
Yeah, it's super hard to play versus this Alchemist Oracle, and Limp did something really cool. He switched the build up. You know, we always see this Armlet into Radiance. We saw the Armlet come out, and then he switched it up. He went for this Lothars into Shadowblade build, where he could just be that kind of the one who moves around and makes the plays happen, rather than because they have a gyrocopter. This gyrocopter doesn't really do too much, and now we're going to see, walking into this replay, how much they actually struggle to basically kill anybody.
Yep, this replay is going to be about 18 minutes in, moving in. It looks like we are going to have Trixie here on our Sand King, ready to go, trying to go, move in towards this direction, and there we go. We're going to have Alliance caught out and just dropped in. It looks like Escape are getting a great initiation here, but watch what happens.
Yeah, they don't really have everybody here either. We see everybody getting grabbed on here, and they're just completely trapped in this area right here. So they get hit by this entire full man call down, but either way, they kill the Oracle, but at this point it doesn't matter because this Alchemist is so tanky. He's in the front line, and they don't even have Quake for Escape here. He's all the way in the back lines. He's not even near this fight. So they went for this smoke gank, expecting only 1 or 2 heroes, and Alliance has everybody there. So. Yeah. We're going to see this play out, and it's going to become a complete disaster right now.
The call down coming in as Loda comes in the back line. Cinderin's tanky, but just can't eat up all that damage, and now it's just getting gross.
Yeah, Hanskin comes in from the top with the roll. Jonas comes in from the top with the vacuum, and here Koikva now coming into the fight, but he's not in this fight. They weren't expecting a full-man team engagement, but Alliance was just prepared for this one. So it's a complete disaster now for Escape. Era's running away. He's got Aegis.
To book it towards that mid lane. I mean, there is going to be a Moonlight Shadow to try to help him escape, but this is a scary situation. Any Dota player knows you're being chased by 4 full health, pretty full mana heroes that are ready to go at you, and it is not going to end well here. He's armlet toggling to save his life, but
yeah, he's got 4 heroes chasing him. There's actually no way that he can really do anything, and the fight's completely lost at this point. They killed an Oracle, but you wanted to catch this Alchemist by himself farming somewhere, and it's too hard for them. It's just way too difficult for Escape to fight into this when they don't have all 5 heroes, and Alliance was ready for this.
Yeah, so he's just panicking, coming back up, but it looks like that's going to be a pretty defining fight. I mean, that's the first time we've seen Call Down have a huge impact so far in the game, and I mean, I think this gyrocopter pick just worked out phenomenally for Alliance.
Yeah, I think that the gyro was kind of just like messing with their minds, kind of in a way. You know, they picked this gyrocopter, and it seemed like they wanted to focus on pressuring them a lot with like the rotations. But the Alchemist was the big problem. He just farmed the whole game away, and then they just kind of like you mentioned with those deep wards, they kind of saw the rotations coming out from Escape, and they just played their own game. They just played super smart and not really having to make too many mistakes. They just let the enemy come to them, and then that's all they really needed to do. It was pretty sweet.
All right, we're going to go ahead and toss it back over to Sheaver and Slacks. A little more breakdown.
Thank you very much, Annie. And indeed, I mean, Escape Gaming, they kind of looked like they were lost from the start.
I mean, it was very reminiscent of when we saw Escape go against Alliance before in DreamLeague. If you remember way back then.
Way back. That was like 2 months ago.
That was 2 months ago, but it was a very similar performance. Alliance dominated that early game. They shut it out completely early, and they kind of had Escape's number. So will we see another 2-0 Sheaver? You think so? Just like last time they faced off at DreamLeague.
So far it looks like it. I think Escape was kind of, you know, not looking themselves, not looking real great, not looking cohesive as they should be. And Alliance just played really well, and they have played really well during the entire season. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here at LAN, of course. And
Absolutely.
we actually have a clip to show you how well they actually played.
Is just going to be the front line of this.
Okay, they're kicking it off Alliance with a lasso to take SVG out of this. They'll look to jump in, focusing Envy. Where's the time lapse? Can they get it in? Where's Howie? Where is he? He comes over now. It's a little bit too late. Now he's recorded the Chrono. Envy will buy back. Jonas and Fan look to focus down Howie. They're actually focusing a lot of their attention towards Knack. Now they'll bring down the Abaddon. Buyback. Can they get themselves back in? SVG turning up to the party, but Rose is caught out on the sidelines. It's another one down on MP. Down to 3 left to hold the defense, but Alliance coming in and coming in hard. Tier 3 down. And there's the jump in limb. Immediately zipping for Baby. Now they go for the call, and oh, that's the damage. Ripping loaded to pieces. Imperial chasing for more. They'll look to hands, Kenneth. Esther Joe's going to be held back by the Yule Scepter. To the Chrono came out in the back line. They're nearly losing EGM. EGM has to get himself away to the side. Imperial, can they get the kill? EGM will be able to TP out in time. They've lost Hester Joe, though. Trying to get the raises out with the burst there from the Erling Def. He's gone. They kite him up. They will take down Ace. They've wiped Imperial. Eyes onto Limp. They'll try and jump in, but Jonas the Fan with the response comes in with the lasso onto General, and Limp rips one apart. Loaded comes with the crush. The beautiful cast bounce into Death Ward from EGM as a third down on Na'Vi. EGM pays with his life, but they've lost 3 Na'Vi. Make that 4 by the looks of it, as Ditchera indeed will get chopped down by the damage and Limp. There'll be a buyback from Seneko.
And those were the top 3 plays of Alliance this season, and they look pretty good, and the games where they look good. Now I say that because the games where they look bad, they look really bad.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's either one or the other. There's not really an in-between.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I know, you're like, where's she going with
the
this?
games where they're good are good, but the games where they're bad, they're bad.
But
back to you, Fob.
I think this game was just a really good showing for them, though. They showed a lot of discipline, and they showed just teamwork, you know.
Yeah.
We mentioned it multiple times that they were kind of sticking as a unit. I think their draft kind of like pertained to that as well. They didn't really want like leave Loda like alone by himself. They didn't want to leave the Alchemist because of the ganking potential from the Mirana ultimate. So I think that it kind of like just the natural lineup made it easier for them to play around. But I think they looked pretty good in this one.
Yeah, and you can always tell when they know what they're doing, like right with that gyro pick. I mean, they knew exactly what they wanted to get out of that early game pressure. I don't know what I told the guy, Sand King, put the Sandstorm in just like me by the man to boot. That was bad advice. I don't know if you're listening to what I'm saying, but
yeah,
don't do that stuff, okay?
I was a bit confused from seeing that. Like, not the Sandstorm I think can work. I don't think that you're wrong about it. I think in some situations like 2-point and Caustic can be enough in the laning phase, but I think getting Arcane boots just really sets you back. Like getting those Tranquil boots, getting your like magic wand or your like your raindrops or something, and then building toward that blink so you get it nice and early, because you're the one who's making the plays on that team.
Right.
So I think that kind of set him back a bit, and we'll probably see something like changed up from there.
Yeah, and they were missing that aggression, right, Annie? I mean, if they just had a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, Alliance played very cleanly. They made sure that Escape were punished, and when Escape did try to go out, they tried to play and just get a little bit of farm for their cores, and they were picked off repeatedly because of the great wards from Alliance. So even if Escape tried to get aggressive, it seemed like they were just corralled back into their fountain.
So what are they going to change? What are they going to do?
I think they needed to. I think one big thing was they needed to bring Era sooner. Like if they wanted to make those type of plays, like they bring him inside of like an infested tanking or something like that to make the plays. But I think it was just like, okay, they can get these kills on like the gyrocopter, they can kill this Darkseer, but killing this Alchemist is a whole different monster.
So it was an outdraft.
I think it was an outdraft. Yeah, I think it was. They had to do too much in the early game in order to get to that point, because in order to play with like Mirana, Sand King, and Lifesteal and everything versus an Oracle Alchemist, you have to have a great amount of farm into the mid game